So I put up um, a poll on my community post asking, questions regarding polygyny. And one of the options that a few people voted was that men who practice polygyny are weak. And I purposely put out that community post because I see it a lot. People say it, and I hear it too. I watch it online. Watch this.
Yes, as a Muslim, you can marry four wives, but for me, it's not. I'm not really that keen on marrying four wives. That's just me. I'm, I'm okay. One woman is enough for women itself. Not just women. Women itself comes with their own
Only weak
issues.
men speak like you.
Hold on. Don't call me a weak man.
Now, the error with that is that I don't know where they got that from. I am so sick and tired of weak men in polygyny, because men who are confident in their polygyny, men who are really doing and handling their polygyny without regrets, don't care if you choose to go polygynous or not. They just don't care. They did what they wanted to do. They are okay with their decision, and they are also mature enough to know that their decision is not a standard, it's not a rule. It's just their own choice. So they are also able to respect other people's choice to be monogamous. But you see those ones who are seeking company in misery, the ones who probably are somehow regretting their actions and they do not know how to come clean to say, "Oh, I do not like that I have ventured into this." They are the ones who always have the most to say about how monogamous men are weak, how being monogamous is being weak, and all of that. Things I would want such men to know is that one, not all men will practice polygyny. And this isn't even about being capable. There are some men who have everything it takes to practice polygyny, but they just wouldn't, because polygyny is not something they rate on their scale of things that are necessary. You understand? Does this mean they don't think about, the possibility of having more women or another woman? They do. But it's just not so important to them that they would practice it. There are also men who are going to steer clear of polygyny, not because they don't want to, but because they fear Allah enough to know that they would not be able to give justice. They would not be able to maintain justice. And these men are stronger than those of you who are in it and abusing it. They are stronger than you. No matter how financially capable you are, as long as you have not been able to maintain the justice which Allah made a requirement for polygyny, you are weak. You are very weak. There are also men who even had initiated the process of, marrying another. But then they saw the effects it had on the existing family, the existing wife. And to them, they would rather let go of that addition than go ahead with it and destroy what he currently has. You cannot do it. It's okay. But there are people who can. There are people who are not just bent on polygyny, but they are bent on a healthy home. And if such men perceive that going polygynous will destroy what he already has of a home, he would let it go. There are men who would let it go. So don't come and say, when would you say you want to do this? Well, because of your wife. It is not because of the wife. It is because of the kind of home he wants for himself. And not just my opinion. There are many scholarly opinions that have said if the possibility of, if the disadvantages, the possible disadvantages of you going polygynous is more than the advantages, then leave it be. Leave it be. So there are men who just would leave it be. What's even funny is that many of these people who are always out there to say, "Oh, you're a weak man. You're scared of your wife. Oh, you're scared of her." Da, da, da. If you check, there are mostly men who are married to two wives. And then you're wondering, if you're that much of a macho who loves polygyny, who advocates for forceful polygyny, why are you married to two? You should be married to four wives. But these are men that after they went polygynous, after they married the second wife, they got humbled. And they knew that you don't do, it's okay, you know? So they are just okay with that. Not that they are okay, but they know better not to be okay. I think if you want to call somebody weak for being married to one wife. You should be married to four wives first. Mm, because the second wife is usually the trial ground for you to know if you are man enough and capable of polygyny. So when you get that second and you feel like, oh, I can do more, I'm really capable, go for third, then come and call others weak. So if you stopped at your trial stage, just shut up. Another thing is men thinking that the woman whom the man is married to, the one and only wife of the man, is not worth monogamy. And it's not just men, even women do this. They'll be like, ah, and he's married to, he's the only, and she's the only wife of her husband. Though. She's not even all that. We have seen women who are all that, and their men married more wives after them. So that a man chooses to marry another wife is not a function of how much the woman he's been married to before is, or how less. It's a choice that he made. There are men married to women who I would call ideal Muslimah, like their standard, motherhood and being a wife. But there are men married women who are even less, of lesser standard than the first wives. Career-wise, beauty, mannerisms, character, religion. You can marry the best woman on earth and go for somebody less. So if a man is married to someone whom to you is not even all that, but to him she is just enough and he is content with her, please let them be. So stop worrying about people who are handling their monogamous homes very well and are very content with their wives, okay? You should be more concerned about how you practice your polygyny. You should be more concerned about the kind of polygynous home you're building. So worry about yourself, okay? So the point of all this is that polygyny is a permission. Some would choose, some would not. And the fact that people are doing it doesn't mean they are capable. We know very many men in polygyny who are not capable. They probably have the money to, to go around, but they are not capable in any other way aside just being financially capable. So we also know there are men who, are capable all around, but they have chosen to stay with just one wife. It's choice. We had monogamous men, our righteous predecessors. Some were monogamous. And you want to tell me that because you're married to four wives, you're somehow better than them because they married one? You're married to four, you're better than the one that married? I don't get it. We also had ones that were polygynous. So, what makes you better in the sight of Allah is not the number of wives you have, but how much of His injunctions you were able to obey, your piety. That is what places us above one another. So, dear men who have chosen to be monogamous, own it, especially if you fear that you cannot be just, or if you are very content with what you have, own it, and don't let none of these people shame you for it. It's a choice, and both choices are halal. Don't make anybody make you feel less for your own choice. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.